The purpose of this program is to give you proper analyzing and servicing procedures for most field repair situations of the Carlyle model O6D, O6E, and O6CC compressors. As with any HVAC equipment, be sure to use proper safety practices and equipment, as well as proper refrigerant handling and disposal techniques when working with this or other types of equipment. Also, remember to lock and tag electrical circuits, and be sure that all power is off to the unit or system, including the crankcase heaters. In addition, be sure the compressors have been valved off from the unit or system. This program is divided into 3 sections: familiarization, field servicing, and troubleshooting. Many of the larger O6D and O6E compressors are equipped with cylinder unloading devices to allow part load operation. They are addressed in a separate program. Familiarization. The O6D family of compressors is available in 2, 4, and 6-cylinder configurations. Displacements range from 8 CFM for the basic 2-cylinder model to 37 CFM for the largest 6-cylinder version. Each model size is offered in a number of various supply voltages. All models operate at 1750 RPM. Air conditioning models are available with nominal horsepower motors ranging from 2 horsepower on the small 8 and 9 CFM sizes to 15 horsepower on the largest 37 CFM model. Refrigeration duty compressors generally use smaller motors than air conditioning models of the same displacement. For example, the 37 CFM refrigeration duty O6D uses a nominal 10 horsepower motor, while a 15 horsepower motor is used in the corresponding air conditioning duty model. The higher temperature and pressure operating conditions normally encountered in air conditioning applications require the larger motors. This is the O6D 2-cylinder 8 and 9 CFM model. Several important identifying features are shown. Pay particular attention to the 1/4-inch national pipe thread connections used for high and low pressure safety switches. The low pressure connection is also the sump oil fill hole. All models have a 1/4-inch national pipe thread connection on the pump end bearing head assembly for use with an oil safety switch when one is required. Location of this port is the same for 2, 4, and 6-cylinder models. On single-phase compressors, suction service valve connections are found on the pump end, while on newer, high-efficiency versions, the suction service valve is located on the motor end bell. Shown are the 2 basic 4-cylinder O6Ds. Major differences between them include the running gear, a larger oil sump cover plate on the 18 and 20 CFM models to allow for increased oil capacity, and suction service valve locations. On newly manufactured 13 and 16 CFM models and standard efficiency 18 and 20 CFM models, suction service valve connections are found on the motor end bell. Remanufactured service models have dual suction service valve connections, one at the pump end and one on the motor end bell. A 2-bolt service valve connection is used on 13 and 16 CFM motor end bells, while a 4-bolt is used on the larger 18 and 20 CFM versions. Again, note the 1/4-inch national pipe thread high and low pressure safety switch port connections. They are the same for both 4-cylinder models. This is the basic 6-cylinder 37 CFM model. Suction and discharge service valve and pressure port connections are in slightly different locations. Otherwise, this model is very similar to the 2 and 4-cylinder versions. The stud bolts for 4 and 6-cylinder heads are unique to the low-temperature refrigeration models and are used to mount a cylinder head cooling fan when one is required. This is a sample of the current model number plate. Notice the model number is in the upper right-hand corner. When you order a replacement compressor or parts, not only will you need the failed compressor model number, but also the serial number. Each character in the serial number represents information your replacement parts supplier must have to give you the correct parts. Model number is the compressor model number to be used when selecting and ordering a new compressor, or given to the parts supplier to obtain a proper service replacement. Serial number is the unique number given to each compressor. This number, along with the model number, is normally all that's needed to get information on a particular compressor, or when a service replacement is needed. Special order number indicates a model that has a distinct engineering file which contains the details on how this unit differs from standard. A review of the distinct engineering is necessary to confirm all changes when a service replacement is required. Electrical characteristics are shown for all semi-hermetic compressors. Voltages are shown along with their allowable operating ranges for both 50 and 60 cycle operation. Electrical phase and locked rotor amps information is also provided. The manufacturing number is in the center of the plate. Be cautious not to confuse this with the model number. The manufacturing number is Carlyle's internal bill of materials and is used by Carlyle to designate what components go into each compressor. All current O6D compressors are identified by a 14-character model number stamped or printed on the nameplate tag. Each character or group of characters in the model number has specific significance. The first 4 characters identify compressor type, the first 3 of which are the family designation. The 4th character refers to the specific duty and various unloader configurations. If it's A, it's for air conditioning duty. If it's M, it's for medium temperature duty. If it's R, it's for refrigeration duty compressors. The 5th character is the motor size and has no field relevance. The 6th and 7th characters indicate CFM displacement. Character number 8 is an identification key and indicates whether the compressor is a new or a service compressor. The 9th character provides information about suction service valve variables, specifics such as their location, orientation, and mounting bolt configurations. The 10th character indicates various electrical variables, such as internal and external thermostats and overloads. Characters 11 and 12 provide specific electric motor characteristics for both standard and high-efficiency models. The 13th character gives information relevant to suction cutoff style unloading for refrigeration and medium temperature compressors, such as the number and type, while the number 5 indicates no oil. The 14th and final character is an indication of model 0, package 1 or 9, or no oil A. The design of the O6E compressor is similar to that of the O6D. The differences are the physical size, capacity, and horsepower. Other differences are that O6E compressors are built only in 4- and 6-cylinder models, and that the internal running gear is changed to allow a greater CFM range from 50 to 99 at 1750 RPM. The motor horsepower range is from 15 in the smallest 4-cylinder 50 CFM model to 40 horsepower in the largest 6-cylinder 99 CFM air conditioning compressor. Again, as in the smaller O6Ds, motor horsepower selections vary within specific displacement compressors depending on the application. Low-temperature refrigeration models generally use a smaller motor than an air conditioning duty model of the same displacement. Here is a typical O6E 6-cylinder. Notice that this compressor has provisions for 2 oil-level sight glasses on the pump end of the crankcase. Many of the O6E models are used in parallel compressor refrigeration systems. In these applications, an oil equalizer line is required. One of the sight glasses is removed, and the connection is used for the equalizer line. In addition to adding the equalizer lines, be sure the compressors are level to assure equal oil level in each compressor. Failing to do so could lead to compressor problems. Standard on all O6E models is an oil pressure tap, which is used when connecting an oil pressure safety switch. The 1/4-inch national pipe thread port is located at the 12 o'clock position on the pump end bearing head assembly, pointed out here. This is a typical 6-cylinder O6E compressor. On the pump end are 3 1/4-inch NPT ports that you should be aware of. When the crankcase pressure needs to be measured, use one of the ports located directly above each sight glass. The third port, pointed out here, is open to the suction chamber of the compressor. It's used for the low-pressure safety switch. The location of the various connection points and pressure taps varies from model to model. If you have any doubts as to which ports to use in connecting safety switches or service gauges, refer to the label diagram located on the inside of the terminal box cover. The diagram also gives you other information related to wiring and operation of the compressor. The O6E model number differs from the O6D in that it has only 10 characters. Each group of characters has special significance, as it does with the O6D models. The first 4 characters perform the same function as those of the O6D model numbering system. The first 3 indicate the family, and the 4th identifies the duty and various unloader configurations. The 5th character identifies the motor size, and also indicates 1- or 2-stage electric or pressure unloader application for new ER and EM models, and is also used to indicate EA, ER, and EM oilless models. Characters 6 and 7 are CFM displacement. Character 8 gives specific compressor motor electrical characteristics. The 9th character provides information about whether the compressor is an OEM, new, or service compressor. The 10th and last character is the same as the last character in the O6D model number and indicates whether it's a Model 0, Package 1 or 9, and no oil, A. Another compressor we want to mention is the O6CC. The O6CC compound cooling compressor has 2 stages of compression, low and high, built into one compressor body. 4 cylinders act as the low stage, boosting the suction pressure from the refrigerant load to an intermediate pressure. The remaining 2 cylinders act as a high stage to complete the compression to normal condensing temperatures. The O6CC compound compressor is identified by an 11-character model number. Each character or group of characters in the model number has specific significance. The first 3 identify the compressor type. The 4th identifies whether new, service, or special. The 5th character is the motor size and has no field relevance. The 6th and 7th characters indicate CFM displacement. The 8th character is motor voltage and electrical characteristics. The 9th, 10th, and 11th characters identify design variations, such as identifying if the compressor was shipped with service valves or not. The O6CC model number is short because this compressor does not use unloaders. The compound cooling compressor and system operates with an 8-step process. Suction gas from the evaporator enters the compressor suction manifold.